let me take one doubt which is very common. I have seen that many students are fighting over this question, spending so much time thinking about it. Okay, asking this question to chat GPT. A lot of time students are wasting on this question. Now let me make it clear. Okay, you will see that this is a dumb question. Anyone has any doubt in this type of question? Which of the following is a proposition? Is this a proposition? Is that a proposition? In this question, anyone has any doubt? Some of you have, right? Some of you have this doubt. Okay, so let's see this one. Let's answer this one. Tell me, which of these is a proposition? Can you tell me? Which of them is a proposition? On your screen, this question, which of them is a proposition? Now, some students are saying that this is a proposition, but these two are not proposition. Some students are saying that all of them are proposition. Some are saying that none of them are proposition. Okay, and let me tell you, all your answers are correct. Okay, whatever answer you give, that is correct. Is this clear? Any answer that you will give, that is correct. You can say 1,3, that is correct. 1,2, that is correct. All correct. None correct. Only one correct. Only 3 correct. Whatever answer you give, that is correct. Okay. Now let me tell you what is happening here. So this question I am not asking. Let me tell you, I am not asking you this question. This question is on Stack Exchange. Already this question is there. You can see on Stack Exchange, this question is already there. You can see today is Friday. He is a good boy. John is a good boy. Which of them is proposition? Now, before we answer your question, now you might be thinking, is there anyone who is saying that this is not a proposition? Anyone here who is saying that this is not a proposition because who is he? Is there anyone with this logic? Is there anyone here with this logic that this is not a proposition because who is he? Who is this he? Okay. Now let me tell you, okay, if you are thinking like this, you are right as well as wrong. Okay, both of you. You are correct also, you are wrong also. Now let me tell you, if you are thinking that what is the context, who is he, right? If you are thinking that what on which day we are asking this question, today is Friday, on which day we are asking this question? John is a good boy. Who is that John? What is the meaning of good boy? If you are asking, if you are thinking these type of things, any of them is your logic. You are thinking, what is the definition of a good boy? Okay, so very simple. If you are thinking like this, then the answer is, let me tell you, let me give you a very simple statement and you tell me, is this statement proposition or not? Let me make all your confusions go. Let me give you a very simple statement and tell me, is this statement a proposition or not? On your screen, is this statement, do you have any ambiguity in this statement? Is there any single ambiguity in this statement? Let me know. Do you have any problem in this question, in this statement? Yes, of course there is ambiguity. Why are you thinking that this is not ambiguous? See, this statement, let me tell you, this statement is true if you are thinking about this as addition. If you think in number theory, this statement is true in number theory. In the class of number theory, this statement will be true. Okay. This statement will be false in Boolean algebra. In Boolean algebra, this statement will be false. In Boolean algebra, what happens? In Boolean algebra, you know that 1 or 1, that is 1. In Boolean algebra, this is OR. So now tell me, is there, are you sure there is no ambiguity here? Now tell me. Now again, I am asking a question. Are you sure there is no ambiguity here? What do you think? Is there any ambiguity or not? The same statement is true in number theory. The same statement is false in Boolean algebra. Now you are thinking there is ambiguity. Okay. Okay, no problem. Now let me ask you, let me make it more clear. Let me make it more clear. Let me make this statement. In number theory, let me make it more clear. Okay. In number theory, 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Now, is there any ambiguity? Now, is there any ambiguity? Now, finally, can I say that this is unambiguous? Like, is this a proposition or not? Now, can I finally say? Again, the answer is no. Again, you need the context. Again, you will ask me, in which world? In which world? Are you sure that there is only humans, only Earth people are there? Are you sure? In this multiverse, are you sure that only we are there? Are you can you guarantee that only we are there? Maybe there are aliens, and maybe they are thinking this is not true. In their number theory, maybe this is not correct. Okay, there may be aliens, right? In which world? For example, yes, I can say that on Earth, yes, this is true. Maybe there are some aliens, and for those aliens, maybe this is false. These aliens are also learning maybe number theory, and according to their number theory, this may be false. Okay. Now, can you say, now tell me, what are you getting? So actually, this is not my argument. You might be thinking this argument I am giving, this is the Stanford argument. I don't have that screenshot, but this argument is actually the Stanford argument. You can find this. Maybe I will send you the link. This is not my argument. Okay, on internet, you can find this argument in the standard universities, in the top universities. Okay. So now what about, so if I give you, if I keep giving you context, will you ever stop? See, some context we always assume. Do you agree with me? Whatever you do, I can never write the complete context. Right? Something you also, some context, in some context, you will always do the work. Right? Whatever learning whatever you do, in some context, you are doing that. Okay. So far, all these questions that we have seen, now again, you tell me, if you are thinking you need a context here, some of you are thinking that this is not a proposition because you need a context, who is he. Now tell me, if this is not a proposition, then this is also not a proposition, right? According to your logic. Is this clear? See, I'm just asking those students who are thinking that this is not a proposition because they do not know who is he, they do not know what is the definition of a good boy, they do not know the context. Now, to those students, I'm asking, so then this is also not a proposition because here also you need the context. In number theory, this is true. In Boolean algebra, this is false. So now what? Then tell me, then which of them is a proposition? Now let me know. Now are you getting where I am going? Can you see where I am going? Can you see the ambiguity here? See, let me tell you the answer that is given on this stake exchange. That will also tell you the same thing. Okay. So first of all, let me tell you this answer is given by this person who has 94K points on stake exchange. What do you think? On stake exchange, if someone has these many points, what do you think? What is their level? Do you consider them reliable? Now on stake exchange, these many points is extremely reliable. Okay. There is a professor, I forgot the name, but there is a Stanford compiler design professor on GateOverflow. And that professor also has only 30K. Okay. So anyway, I'm just telling you, this is very reliable answer. Now let's see the answer. So this answer is also telling you the same thing. This is the question. Question is these three statements. Today is Friday. He is a good boy. John is a good boy. Now let me tell you what is happening. What is happening? See, some people will say, you can find some authors. Let me tell you, author number one. You can find some authors who will say, yeah, this is also a proposition. Yes, this is also a proposition. Yeah, this is also a proposition. This author, what he is thinking that very simple. Every statement to which you can assign true or false, that is a proposition. See, to this statement, at any point of time, can you assign both true and false simultaneously? Can you do that? To this question, to this statement, at the same time, can you assign both true or false? Similarly, at any point of time, definitely it will be either true or false. Do you agree with me? If you fix context, See, whether you consider aliens, again, please understand, whether you consider aliens, whether you consider whatever day you consider, okay, whatever you consider, whatever context you fix, in any context, this statement will be either true or false, but it cannot be both. In any context, you fix your context. Okay, you fix the day, you fix the world, you can put yourself on earth, you can put yourself on Mars, okay, you can put yourself on sun. So the point is, this statement is either true or false, but it cannot be both. Similarly, when you are making this statement, you are making this statement for someone, right? Does it happen that you randomly speak this statement? Does it happen? Okay, like you are standing somewhere and you are randomly speaking this statement, you are pointing out to someone, you are pointing towards someone and you are saying that he's a good boy. So this is also, you can notice, if you fix some context, fix a definition of good boy, your definition, okay, fix your definition of good boy, and then fix any person, then tell me what it will be either true or false, it cannot be both. Yes or no? Is this clear? Similarly, what about this? Similarly, you can fix whatever John you put. This John can be your friend, this John can be John Abraham, okay, this John can be whatever, like this John can be anything, this can be John Wick. Of course, John Wick is not a good boy, but anyway, John Wick is a movie if you did not know. Okay, so John Cena. So anyway, whatever John you fix, then you can definitely see that. And whatever definition of good boy you fix your definition. I don't care. You can say that your character is the good boy. You can compare with yourself. Okay, so you can see that this is also proposition. Now let me tell you, you can easily find many authors who will say this type of authors also you find. Actually, let me tell you this author one. Who is this author one? This author one is you have already know, you have already seen it. This author one is Kenneth Rosen. Simple author. That is the reason I like his books. Okay, Kenneth Rosen. So his discrete mathematics book you can study. So he keeps things very simple. You will agree with me. Kenneth Rosen discrete mathematics book, very simple book. Okay, very cute book. He does not make things complicated. He keeps them simple. Okay, so let me tell you, if you ask these three questions to the Kenneth Rosen book, then Kenneth Rosen book will tell you that these are propositions. Now you can ask these questions to some other author. You can easily find on internet some articles, some standard articles you can find, some books you can find where they will tell you, yeah, this is a proposition, this is not a proposition, this is a proposition. Some other author you can find who will say that this is also not a proposition, this is also not a proposition, this is also not a proposition. They have their own logic. Okay, so this type of things you can easily see. You just have to Google. Okay, so I am just telling you that if you study, these questions, if you see in different resources, then in some resource you will see that all of them are propositions. In some resource, they will say that these two are proposition, this is not a proposition. In some resource, they will say none of them is proposition. So you can find all the different point of view. Okay, clear? Is this clear to everyone? Now let's move on. Actually, now let me tell you his answer. Of course. Okay, so let's see. Let's hear from this person. So you can see, first of all of these statements, they may or may not be proposition. So you can see, you can read his. All these three statements, they can be used as proposition. All these statements we can use as a proposition, although the context will make it clear. For example, in the first statement, you must say, okay, on which day you are making the claim, right? Okay, on which day you are making the claim. In the second statement, you should say, who is this he? You should also say, who is this John? You should also say, what is the definition of good boy? Okay, next, the next point you can see that, now this is interesting. Read this. Some textbook will say that because of these ambiguity, none of these are propositions. Some other textbook will say that he is a good boy is not a proposition, but John is a good boy is a proposition. Please understand. Some other textbook will say that this. Some other textbook will say that all are propositions. Okay, all of them are propositions. Okay, so you can notice some other textbook will say that all are propositions. I hope this point is clear. Now, one more thing. So you can see there is a lot of confusion. There is a lot of confusion. There is a lot of disagreement on exactly which statement will be proposition. Of course, that is not good. Now, anyway, so you can you can just read. So basically, there is a this is the answer. Now let me give you this screenshot from this book. This is a discrete mathematics book. You can find it on the internet. This is available for free. In this book also you can see, read this statement, the sun is shining. Okay, tell me, this statement, of course this is proposition, right? The sun is shining, either it will be true or it will be false, but not both, correct? Is this clear? Let me know. So you can see, but the point is, it is also true on some days, it is false on other days. Similarly, that cloud looks like a motorbike. Again, it depends on who is saying this statement, to which cloud they are pointing at. So the list of such ambiguities seems to be endless. Okay, so these type of ambiguities you will keep finding. These are because of English language. Now let me give you the conclusion. First of all, let me tell you, these are the conclusions that okay, so yeah, okay, I will give you the conclusions, but before that, let's see some more answers. This is another answer from the Stake Exchange, and again here you can see the same thing. Also here also you can see. Okay, so you can see, actually this is my favorite line in this. This is my favorite line, that this is unfair that someone is asking you what is proposition, what is not proposition. It is unfair that someone is asking you whether this is proposition or not. Okay, because this question is nonsense question. Now let's see the final conclusion. Let me tell you, this is how, so all these things, these are the ambiguity of proposition definition in English. Okay, so first of all, these are the let me give you the conclusions so far, whatever we have seen. From that, let me tell you the conclusions. That if you are asking this question, if you are thinking about this question, if you are spending time on this question, then it is a waste of time. Okay, which of the following is a proposition is a dumb question. No, you will never find any good exam which is asking this question. Okay, in the last 40 years, in the GATE exam, there is no question. There is a good reason for it. Are you getting my point? So which of the following is a proposition? Don't waste your time on this question. I hope you got it. Let me know. Is this clear? Which of the following is a proposition? This question is a waste of time. This is a dumb question. You can put this in the category of dumb question. Don't waste your time. And if someone is asking you this question, then what you can tell them? You can tell them, go study from GoClasses. Okay, if you want to study from multiple books, from multiple standard resources, if you want to study, then go study from GoClasses. So don't waste your time. Which of the following is a proposition? That is a dumb question. Don't waste your time. And this will happen, let me tell you, someday in the GoClasses public Telegram group, or on some other Telegram group, someone will come and they will ask you, they will ask you, is this proposition, is this proposition? And then they will fight with you. Whatever answer you give, they will fight with you. You will say yes, all of them are proposition. They will fight with you. They will say, no, this is not a proposition, because who is he? You will ask, from where you have studied? They will say, from a god. Okay, so this type of logic they will give you. So again, now I am just telling you, don't waste your time. Let them waste their time. Okay, they will argue with you, they will fight with you, because they are learning from god. Okay, so you cannot win the argument, right? If someone is learning from god, then you cannot win the argument, right? So you should be happy that you are learning from human beings. Okay, is this clear? You are also human being, we are also human being. You should be happy that you are learning from human beings, because human beings will improve, right? So anyway, I am just telling you, okay, my only point is that don't waste your time. I'm just telling you, This is the only point I want to tell you, that don't waste your time in this type of questions. This is the conclusion that I want to give you. Okay, is this clear? So now let me tell you one more thing. Do you think that definition of proposition is ambiguous? Do you think like that? Definition of proposition, is that ambiguous? The answer is no. The definition of proposition is not ambiguous. The English language is ambiguous. Okay, proposition definition is actually not ambiguous. Actually, proposition definition is very simple. See, proposition simply says that you can assign either true or false to it. Very simple. This definition of proposition, it is this proposition, this is a variable, this is a variable. Okay, for example, this is a variable which is either true or false. Either you can assign true or you can assign false. But whatever you do, at the same time, simultaneously, you cannot assign true or false to it. Okay, is this clear? Also, let me tell you what this proposition says. This proposition says that if something is not true, then it will be false. Okay, if something is not true, if a proposition is not true, then it will be false. And if a proposition is not false, then it will be true. Okay, this is the only thing that you have to remember. This is the only, and this definition has no ambiguity. Okay, this definition, this has no ambiguity. Very simple definition, that proposition is either true or false. It will take one of these two values. This is the definition of proposition. Okay, any proposition, this is the definition, that proposition takes one of the two values. Takes one of the two values. What are those two values? True or false? Okay, so very simple. The proposition will take one of these two values. It will take one of them. Okay, it will take one of these two values. So proposition definition actually is not ambiguous. Okay, is this clear? Okay, so you can see that the proposition, what is a proposition? A proposition is basically either true or false for the purpose of logic you are about to do. Is this clear? The rest we don't have to worry. That's it. This is the only thing we have to worry. Okay, so for the purpose of logic, I can simply say that proposition is simply a true or false. If it is not true, then it is false. If it is not false, then it is true. That's it. So this is the simple thing that we have to see. Okay, so that's it. So final conclusion, I suggest not to waste too much time on whether a given statement is proposition or not. Is this clear? Let me know. There was a very long message about it in the Telegram group. In the last, I think, 2-3 days, there was a very long message. Some student was bothering about what is a proposition, what is not a proposition. I just want to know from all the students who are right now in this live class, do you have, like, still, do you have any other doubt? Let me know. Are you getting this point? That these things, okay, you don't have to worry about these things. Simple thing. If I tell you something is proposition, you just take it. Okay, you don't have to find what is a proposition, what is not a proposition. Is this clear? Please understand the difference. You don't have to find what is a proposition, what is not a proposition. You don't have to find. You have to use the propositions. Is this clear? If I give you some statement, I tell you that it is proposition, you take it for granted. You don't say that, no, sir, this is not a proposition. Okay, because from the book I studied, this is not a proposition. Okay, so we have to use propositions. We have to use sentences. I hope this point is making sense. I hope you are getting this point, that some propositions are there, some existing knowledge is there. With that existing knowledge, you have to derive new knowledge. Okay, so I will give you some propositions. From those propositions, you have to create new propositions. Okay, you have to derive new propositions. Is this clear? So we have to use propositions. The current knowledge that we have to use. Okay, so this is something that I wanted to tell you. Anyway, so this is all you need to know. You can read this from my answer actually. See, Yeah, okay. So this is what you can read. See this. The definition of proposition in English or natural language is vague. Vague means unclear. But in the world of mathematics, it is simply a true or false fact. Now, do you agree with me that English is the, I can say, the English language is actually ambiguous. The proposition is very simple. It is just true or false. And when you are dealing with proposition, you will deal only with these things. Like you will deal with variables, P, Q, R. You will not care what this R is representing. This is what matters. This is what matters in logic. In propositional logic, this is what matters. We don't care what they are representing. The English sentence that they are representing, we don't care. Okay, this English sentence does not matter. Okay, so this English sentence, this does not matter to us. Okay, this does not matter. Whatever we will do with only these things, these propositional variables. And when you are dealing with propositional variables, then there is never any ambiguity. Okay, then there is never any ambiguity whenever you are dealing with proposition. Okay, some propositional variable you have P, Q, then there is never any ambiguity. Either this will be true or this will be false. Either this will be true or this will be false. So there are 4 possibilities if you have 2 variables. So you never have any ambiguity. Very easily you can handle all the concepts as long as you play with the variables. Okay, as long as you stick where it matters. Okay, I hope this point is clear. So that's it. So we will not worry about it too much. Okay, this is what I have written here. We will not worry about it too much. You just need to know that every proposition is either true or false, but not both. This is what you need to know. Some authors will consider today's Monday as a proposition. Other authors will not consider. Okay. Now, let me show you a dumb question. This is a question. But this is a UGC NET question. Okay. So, I'm not surprised. Okay, this is not a GATE question, remember. This is a UGC NET question. But let's assume you are attempting UGC NET question and this question comes in front of you. Okay, now tell me, will you leave it or will you answer it? Will you leave it? You are attempting this exam. Will you leave it or will you answer it? Why leave it? If you are attempting the UGC NET exam, it simply means you want good marks. Okay, you will answer it. Let's see what answer will you give. In this, actually, let me tell you, in this, you can clearly see that in mathematical logic, which of them are statements? Statement means proposition. Statement means proposition. Which of them is statement? There will be snow in January. So you can easily eliminate some options. See, what is the time now? In any book of propositional logic, this will never be a proposition, right? Correct? See, because this is a question, this is not even a true false statement. This is not even a, I can say, declarative statement. Whatever book of propositional logic you study, whatever book of mathematical logic you study, this is definitely not a proposition. From the options, you can consider what they are considering. So you can see second is not an answer. This second is not an answer. This second is not an answer. And finally, either 1, 3 or 3, 4. So yeah, 1 is looking very good. Okay. So like there will be snow in January. It seems like a fine proposition. Okay. It seems good. Now, today is Monday. Today is Sunday. Yeah, this is also proposition. Finally, you must study discrete mathematics. This is actually a command. This is actually a command. So this is also not a proposition because this is a command. You are giving a command. This is not a true false statement. This is a command. Okay. So that's it. So finally, you can say that if you are attempting this exam, then you can say your answer will be option A. Is this clear? See, I'm telling you in the exam, this is how you can solve it. Okay. If you are attempting this exam and this question comes, what is a proposition? This is how you can solve it. This type of question will never come in the GATE type of exam. In a good exam, they will never ask you. In GoClasses and GATEOverflow test series, we will never ask you. If you see this type of question, which is a proposition, which is not a proposition in any test series, leave it at that time immediately. Okay, for your benefit. The point is, in any good exam, they will never ask you this type of questions. The second point, let me tell you what is best. What we have seen, that is best. Okay, see, according to us, what we have seen in our lecture, we have seen that this is also a proposition, this is also a proposition. If you don't make things complicated, then 1 comma third, they are proposition, right? Because they are either true or false. Only one values they can take. Okay, so you can see first comma third, they are proposition. From our first lecture, before this doubt session, whatever I taught you, from based on that, 1 comma third are proposition. Is this clear? Just follow that. Don't do overthinking. Okay, whatever overthinking you are doing, I have answered that. And now finally, just follow, just go back to the lecture and follow our lectures. That's it. Okay, so in this type of question, you don't have to do any I can say any overthinking. You don't have to actually, there is a Hindi शायरी, और भी गम है जमाने में. Have you seen, have you heard about it? और भी गम है जमाने में. Okay, so something like that. There are better questions to solve. You are spending your time on dumb questions. You are spending your time on, I can say, questions that do not matter. Okay, so that's it. So finally, I hope it is clear to you. So I suggest not to waste time on this type of question. There are better questions to solve. Okay. Let me know, anyone has any other doubt? So please understand that there are many good questions. Okay. In this propositional logic, many beautiful questions we will create in the weekly quiz, in the homework, in the test series. Okay. We will create many beautiful questions in the propositional logic. So on those questions you think, on those questions you spend your time, not on these dumb questions. Okay.